After learning about Prince's Trust's mission to inspire young lives, we contacted them regarding producing a video raising awareness for higher education. Whilst they currently don't specifically promote higher education themselves, it was agreed that this was a good way to reduce the number of 16 to 25-year-olds not in education, employment or training, and achieve this overarching goal of inspiring young lives. It is important to note that we're not promoting the University of Bath specifically or our course. You've probably heard a lot about university from teachers, careers advisors, and even staff from the university themselves. We wanted to show university from a different perspective. This is university as we see it.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you capture it? Or just let it slip?
His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting.
The library quickly becomes your most helpful friend. It has a range of services that help you in your studies, as well as often having experts to deal with any IT issue you may have.
Reality, oh, there goes gravity, oh, there goes gravity, choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he know he won't have it. He knows his whole back to these ropes. It don't matter, he's told. He knows that, but he's broke. He's so stagnant, he knows when he goes back to this mobile home.
We're going to talk today a little bit about the difference between modes of study, between that you might be used to in school and the way you'll learn at universities. The principal way you'll learn at universities is through lectures. These might be 1, 2, 3-hour blocks of time where you visit a large lecture theatre that could have a capacity of anything between 30 students all the way up to 200 students in a single lecture. This is primarily where we deliver the learning content, but that's not to say that these things aren't interactive or discursive. We run cases, we run simulations with students to get them involved in the learning process. To supplement those, we also run seminars. These are smaller group activities, anywhere between 10 and 20, maybe even at maximum 30 students in a seminar class, where we're looking to reinforce learning, run with case studies, run very practical applications of the knowledge that you're learning in the lecture theatre. For more practical subjects, you might also have laboratory sessions or lab sessions where you have time in the lab working with specific machines or engineering, or for us on the social science side of things, areas like management, sociology and so on, you might have more statistical based seminar series and so on. So the skill set that we're seeking to develop through these various methods of teaching is probably also slightly different from that you'd be used to at school. At university, we're trying to foster independent thinking. That means that your learning occurs both in the classroom but also outside of the classroom through wider reading, through your labs, through your seminars, but also through practical experience. We might set assignments where students go out and apply the learning in real practice. That might be industry setting, that might be out in the field.
Well, certainly for the company I work for, the Sleep Beach, which is a global company, it's essential.
It's like a wind in my ear, and I lose all my energy.
Getting a university degree to a certain standard is just the benchmark for it. Now, it doesn't guarantee you a job, but it's your ticket to the game. More interesting, challenging, exciting jobs. Absolutely not. I mean, my particular company, we're really not interested in the university you went to. More for personal skills than we are for academic excellence. We're not employing academics, we're employing people with personal and professional skills.
There are hundreds of extracurriculum activities that pupils can engage in whilst at university. These range from sporting activities that you may have done at school, such as rugby, football or netball, to societies which you have never heard of, like Ultimate Frisbee. There is a society to cater for everyone's preferences, whether you're interested in charity work, baking, media and technology or cheerleading. These societies and extracurriculum activities are a great way to make friends, pursue a hobby and most importantly, have fun.
Some of you might wonder, well, university life seems fun, but how much is it actually going to cost me? And the truth is, university is not getting any cheaper. The two main cost areas that you need to think about are the tuition fees and the living costs. These two added together would lead to an average graduate student debt of £43,500, but there's no need to despair. We will show you that you can go to university without paying a penny up front. And if you're thinking that you'd rather buy a yacht and travel the world with that amount, we'll show you later how investing in higher education will bring you more money so that you can do these things and more. Let's take a look at tuition fees first. You might remember all the noise in the press and the confusion when tuition fees were put up in 2012. Currently, approximately 2/3 of the universities in England charge the maximum fee of £9,000 per year. But most of the fear of higher tuition fees was probably attributable to not understanding how they worked. So this is how. Every May or June, you need to fill in an application for the tuition fees covering your next academic year. The application can be done online via the Student Finance England website. This will then be transferred and processed by the Student Loans Company, which will pay the university on your behalf. So the money for the tuition fee will not pass through your account. This way you can benefit from higher education without the burden of having to pay the fees up front.
And then a few years down along the line, when your salary will exceed £21,000, monthly instalments will be automatically deducted from your paycheck, which will go to the student loans company. How much, you might wonder? Well, the monthly amount would represent 9% of anything you earn above the £21,000 threshold. Compared to the previous system, this means that you'll pay back £540 less each year, but it will take you longer to pay off the whole debt. This means that it is a fair system, as you only have to pay what you can afford. For example, two students on the same salary but tuition fees of £9,000 or £7,000 per annum will pay the same amount in monthly instalments, but the one with the higher fees will take longer to clear. And to give you a broader idea of what you could expect, this is what the annual and monthly payments look like for the different salary levels. As you might guess, borrowing money is not free unless you're borrowing from the good old bank of mum and dad. On your student loan, you'll have to pay interest, ranging from 0 to 3% depending on your salary. However, this is one of the cheapest forms of borrowing money, as it is supported by the government. You should also know that after 30 years, any outstanding debt will be written off. To put these figures in a context, if you're an 18-year-old female enrolling on a 3-year business course to a university charging £9,000 per annum, the total amount you'll pay back over 24 years will be £37,107. This includes £27,000 tuition fees and £10,107 interest.
Let's move on to the living costs. Roughly more than half of your monthly budget will be spent on rent, whilst food will account for about 20%. The rest of your budget is likely to be split between leisure, sports, clothes, transport and socialising. Whilst the sums will vary depending on the area you will live in and your lifestyle, these estimates should give you a rough idea of what you could expect. The total expenses per academic year should therefore be around £4,000 to £5,000 a year. The good news is that you can get government support for that by receiving a maintenance grant or a maintenance loan. The maintenance amount you can apply for will depend on the total household income and the place where you live whilst at university, as you can see from this table. Each year, the maintenance loan will be paid directly into your bank account in 3 instalments. It will then be added to the tuition fees loan, forming the total student debt which you will have to pay once you graduate.
Apart from a maintenance loan, you could also be entitled to a maintenance grant from the government, which you don't have to pay back. This is, however, 100% means tested. These are the amounts you could get for different household income levels. There are also many other sources of funding that you could use, notably the National Scholarship Programme and the Access to Learning Bursary, but of course, you won't need all of these if you win the lottery. You could find more information and advice about student finance on SaveTheStudent.org, as well as tips on how to save money at uni and student deals. So why should you invest so much money in a degree? It's simple. According to the Office for National Statistics, the average graduate salary is almost twice as big as the GCSE Leavers one, and you're also much more likely to get a career rather than just a job.
So, sum up university in one word.
Enriching.
Friendship.
Mind-boggling.
Mental.
Excellent. Challenging.
Frantic.
Interesting.
Rewarding.
Liberating.
Diversity.
Amazing.
Motivating.
Stimulating.
Different.